Ask us who we really think runs the world and we'll answer you in the blink of an eye. BlackRock is said to be the most evil business in the world. It secretly owns the world. Well, it all began back in 1988 with 8 people in a single room. Then it got so big that everyone was afraid of them. Believe it or not, some people haven't heard of them, but it is the single biggest shareholder in all the companies all over the world. So, do you have what it takes to meet the giant that controls your every single move? Here's how BlackRock works. But before we begin, my name is Mr. Scape, and if you like this video, it would be greatly appreciated if you liked and subscribed. The world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, an American global investment firm with its headquarters located in New York City, was founded in 1988. As of 2023, BlackRock managed assets of $9.42 trillion, making it the largest asset manager in the world. The company has 70 offices spread across 30 countries and serves clients in 100 countries. So, are you wondering how BlackRock controls the world? As the manager of the iShares family of exchange-traded funds, it is regarded as one of the big 3 index fund managers alongside State Street and the Vanguard Group. Financial risk management services are offered by BlackRock's BlackRock Solutions business, and the company's Aladdin software manages investment portfolios for numerous significant financial institutions. BlackRock has made an attempt to position itself as a leader in the environmental, social, and governance (ESG) fields. Who exactly is the giant in charge of the global capital structure? BlackRock is notable due to its substantial capital holdings and significant influence over the global economy, society, and environment. It looks after enormous quantities of cash and assets for a variety of customers, including governments, businesses, pension funds, and private citizens. Without a doubt, it is the biggest asset manager globally. Markets and laws that affect hundreds of organizations and industries, as well as how they act and function, are under BlackRock's power. Its choices and deeds may have repercussions for the planet's future, as well as the lives and livelihood of millions of people worldwide. BlackRock controls enormous sums of money and assets, giving it the ability to shape and impact the performance of thousands of businesses and industries, as well as the markets and laws that govern them. By leveraging its ownership rights as a stockholder, interacting with the executives and management of the companies, and advocating for particular standards for environmental, social, and governance issues, BlackRock can influence the decisions and plans of the businesses in which it has invested. BlackRock, for instance, has been pressuring the companies it owns shares in to take greater action on climate change and diversity, and it has threatened to vote against directors who do not adhere to its ESG standards. Apart from that, trading financial assets in bulk, BlackRock has the capacity to alter the quantity and accessibility of stocks, bonds, and exchange-traded funds. This may have an impact on these assets' valuations, volatility, and liquidity, in addition to other investors' gains and losses. For instance, BlackRock is the largest global provider of exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, and investors frequently use its iShares family of ETFs to access a variety of markets and industries. They can't do this all alone, you know. BlackRock enjoys a solid network of connections with regulators and legislators throughout the world financial system. As a result, BlackRock gains access to data and can now affect the policies and decisions made by the financial sector. It also allows BlackRock to circumvent or benefit from specific regulations and guidelines that govern the financial sector. For example, BlackRock has professionals and ex-public servants with financial industry knowledge and experience working for them. At least BlackRock offers solutions and consulting to certain governments and authorities who need help with the financial system. Occasionally, governments and regulators will provide contracts or concessions to BlackRock that give it a leg up or a profit in the financial system. Choosing investments based on how well companies adhere to environmental, social, and governance norms is known as ESG investing. These criteria are used to assess how businesses behave and what effect they have on matters like diversity, human rights, climate change, and ethics. According to ESG investors, these elements can have an impact on a company's long-term viability and performance, as well as on society and the environment. Aligning an investor's values with their financial objectives is another benefit of ESG investment. Given its numerous commitments and activities to advance ESG practices and principles inside both its own operations and those of its clients, BlackRock asserts that it is a leader in ESG investing. For instance, BlackRock has committed to aligning its investment strategies with the objectives of the Paris Climate Agreement and to achieving net zero carbon emissions across its entire portfolio by 2050. A number of ESG goods and services, including ESG-aware funds, ESG ratings, ESG indexes, and ESG analytics, have also been introduced by BlackRock. BlackRock has also engaged firms on ESG concerns by using its clout as a shareholder, supporting resolutions pertaining to climate change, and advocating for further action and disclosure on these topics. They've had their ups and downs too, there's no doubt about it. Large investment firm BlackRock makes capital investments in other businesses. It claims to be a leader in ESG investment, which means it looks for businesses that are ethical in their business practices, environmental practices, and social responsibility. However, BlackRock is also facing a number of issues and grievances from various parties, alleging that it is not being truthful, is not acting consistently, or is not acting responsibly in its ESG plan and operations. How do they stop risk from happening if they are so successful? BlackRock utilizes an intelligent technology called Aladdin to control risks. It monitors and analyzes a large portion of the global financial system and provides support and direction to numerous large corporations and governments. The whole investment management process, from trading and portfolio design to risk analysis and reporting, is unified by the software platform Aladdin. It facilitates improved decision-making, efficient communication, and prompt problem-solving among investors. This might also undermine BlackRock's integrity and impartiality while giving it more money or a competitive advantage in the financial sector. Aladdin might accomplish this by exploiting its information and technological prowess to outsmart or outpace opponents, or to get around or benefit from certain laws or regulations. Apart from that, Aladdin may employ its counsel and services to persuade or direct the organizations it manages or invests in to adopt or modify laws or rules that support BlackRock or its objectives. You've got a big responsibility in your hands. With more than $9 trillion in assets under management, BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the world. It regulates the capital movements of several nations, businesses, and individuals, which has a huge impact on the global economy, politics, and society. Since BlackRock offers governments and regulators risk management, data analytics, and financial advising, the two parties have tight working relationships. ESG investing, which tries to take governance, social, and environmental aspects into account when making investment decisions, is led by BlackRock. However, several of BlackRock's funds have been accused of greenwashing or deceiving investors about their sustainability performance, which has brought criticism to the company's ESG standards. Are you familiar with BlackRock's China syndrome? BlackRock is believed to have close ties with the People's Republic of China's ruling Communist Party of China, or CPC, which has been heavily criticized for its authoritarianism, human rights violations, and hostility. BlackRock's billion-dollar investments in Chinese businesses like Hikvision, Huawei, and ByteDance is an example of its relationship with the CPC. These companies are linked to the CPC's agenda and policies, such as the repression of ethnic minorities in Xinjiang, the crackdown on the pro-democracy movement in Hong Kong, and the expansion of China's influence and power in the region and beyond. Hikvision. Hikvision manufactures facial recognition software, drones, and cameras for use in video surveillance. It has been accused of giving the Chinese government the tools and technology it needs to surveil and imprison Uyghurs and other ethnic minorities in Xinjiang. It has also been involved in the construction of artificial islands in the South China Sea, where China has been asserting its territorial claims and militarizing the region. It is blacklisted by the US government due to its involvement in human rights abuses and posing dangers to national security. Huawei. Huawei is into telecommunications that makes 5G technologies, network equipment, and smartphones. It has been charged with supporting the CPC's surveillance and censorship efforts and maintaining tight relations with China's military and intelligence services. To increase China's political and economic power, Huawei has also participated in the global infrastructure initiative known as the Belt and Road Initiative. Huawei is also one of the Chinese corporations that the US and its allies have banned or placed under restrictions due to its involvement in unfair trade practices and risks to national security. TikTok, Douyin, and Toutiao are some of the popular social media sites that are owned by ByteDance. The US government has targeted ByteDance because of its involvement with issues related to data privacy and national security. It has been charged with screening data and information that backs the pro-democracy movement in Hong Kong or criticizes the CPC. BlackRock investing in these companies have ethical and moral issues that compromises the values and principles of the US and the international community. By financing these companies, BlackRock not only profits from the CPC's despotism, espionage and aggression, but also enables and legitimizes them. The Communist Party of China, or CPC, and BlackRock want to remove restrictions and obstructions to Chinese investment and combine the US and Chinese financial systems. BlackRock joins in a high-level discussion between the United States and China with the goal of increasing market access and financial cooperation while addressing concerns about cross-border investment, financial stability, and regulatory transparency. Plus, BlackRock supports the inclusion of Chinese bonds and stocks in international indexes that are often utilized by fund managers and investors. With this index's inclusion, BlackRock will benefit greatly from an increase in its holdings and income from Chinese assets. Can we give an estimate of how many assets BlackRock controls? 1 million? 1 trillion? As of January 2022, BlackRock controls $10 trillion in assets, but it's already been more than a year. We're wondering how big the numbers can get, but we're also afraid of finding out because that means they control more and more of the world. BlackRock manages a sum of money surpassing the GDP of every country worldwide, save for the USA and China. If it were categorized as a country, it would rank as the third wealthiest nation globally. The scariest part of it all is that it seems like we've never heard of it. According to sources, you don't hear about BlackRock because BlackRock has massive investments in the major media companies that would have informed you of its existence. They can control what you learn and what you don't. In the end, we know that the possibilities for BlackRock are endless. It's a sleeping giant and no one can deny that. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.